Hey guys, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialists. Happy Monday to everyone. Time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. Our daily updates here on progress on these beautiful V-dubs here in our restoration shop located in Orange, California. So briefly today we worked on, sorry that looked like I was flipping you off, that's not my middle finger. Worked on the yellow 74 Beetle, the blue 64, the mouse gray 63, the pearl white 66, and as usual there's paint and body work going on the 68 Ghia. So that's the short version. Let's go into some more detail here on what we did. So Rafa has continued to work on this beauty here, this fluorescent yellow such as it is, or green 74 standard Beetle. See that front end is not curving under, so that's the quickest way to tell a late model super Beetle from a late model standard Beetle. Flat-ish windshield, which some of the early super Beetles also had. The first, I think, 2 years of super Beetles also had a flat windshield, so the dead giveaway really is the front end here, not like kind of curving under. Anyway, 74 standard Beetle, love bug edition here in this crazy wild color. This is factory, it's how it came. I mean, obviously we repainted it, but and the blacked out trim. Anyway, so Rafa finished installing restored first and then finished installing the hard lines that go between the master cylinder reservoir, which is of course mounted over there, and the master cylinder itself, which is of course underneath the gas tank. So finished installing those, got those all connected, and then pretty much went to town here installing the gas tank. So assembled it with its sender and outlet and all that good stuff, the foam seal that goes on it, and pretty much glue those on and then set the tank down in there. And yeah, that was most of his day, kind of working on the front of the car here, just trying to finish those things off. I of course installed the master cylinder on Saturday, maybe, I don't know. Whenever I did the brakes and master cylinder, which was was actually Saturday, or maybe it was Friday. Anyway, nonetheless, yeah, I installed that stuff, and then Rafa today went and kind of finished all that up. The other thing he did was he installed, you can see right there, the covers for the heater outlets right there on the heater channels. So I'd previously gone and restored those, and now they're installed. So that's kind of cool, coming together. So that was pretty much Rafa's day. Let's go ahead and talk about what Jacob did next. So Jacob was in today and had him go ahead and work on a couple things. One is we started going through some of the electrical components for the 68 Ghia. That thing, excuse me, is supposed to be in paint here in before the end of the month. So it's like, okay, well, when the paint's done, one of the first things that is going to go in that car is the new wiring harness and all the electrical bits. So started cleaning and restoring the fuse box and going through some of the switches and stuff. Not surprisingly, on that rusty car, the gauges, the bezels for them are all pretty rusty, so we're probably gonna have to send those out and have them re-chromed and stuff. But yeah, we'll go through the gauges and stuff like that for that car, the crusty Carmen as I like to call it. But anyway, other than cleaning those things, went ahead and had Jacob go ahead and pull the front beam here from this beautiful sea blue 64 Beetle, because we need to rebuild the front end, check the link and kingpins out, of course, and then make it look as nice as the rest of the car. So previously we had gone through the rear suspension and done, all the nice powder coating and stuff like that. So it's all back together now. So now we got to make the front look that nice. So he pulled the beam, which was his first time doing that. He did a great job. And then pulled the steering box off it, pulled the pitman arm off, the sway bar, shock, stuff like that. So typically what we do these is we take the beam pretty much like this, like semi-assembled, drum to drum, and take it to a Meracoat and have them just basically like degrease and sandblast it. and then we bring it back here in its, raw metal form essentially, and then go ahead and disassemble it. And then various parts go off for powder coating, rebuilding if needed in the case of the king and link pins. We typically powder coat the drums and backing plates, although in this case, this car is going to get front disc brake upgrade. And so we'll just put those things aside. But yeah, the spindles need to be rebuilt and so on. And steering box, we'll check it and go through it, clean it, paint it. So yeah, that is going to continue on here. And I was just texting with the owner, going to hopefully talk to him later this week and finalize his engine choices and stuff like that, so I can get those parts on order and get his engine going. Because really the engine and transmission is like kind of the last major thing for this project. I mean, everything else is kind of done. Obviously the front suspension too, but that's relatively minor compared to the engine and transmission. So yeah, we need to get this puppy going for these guys so they can start enjoying it again. So anyway, that was Jacob's day. So my day was kind of split between the mouse gray 6323 window and the pearl white 66 Beetle here. So why don't we go ahead and talk about this Beetle. So I took it for its first test drive, which I think I still owe you guys a short video test driving this thing on Saturday, and it wouldn't shift into first or second gear. And so you can watch, I think it was Saturday's video where I talk about this. But anyway, the shift coupling itself, the bushings were completely shot in it. And then the shift rod bushing, which is the one right pretty much behind the shifter inside the tunnel there, was non-existent. It had degraded and fallen apart long ago. So replaced both those. Thing shifts great now. So I took this car on several more test drives today, including a couple, 2, maybe 3 on the street, just the little like 1 mile loop that I make. Car did great, feels good, everything's good. Throttle pedal was a little bit stiff, so checked it out, and it needed to be greased. All the little joints in there between the throttle cable itself and the little linkage and all that stuff was bone dry. So grease that stuff. Throttle is super smooth now. Gear shifting is all super smooth. I did put in a Delrin shift rod bushing, which is made by Brian and his team over at Washburn's Metal. Check those things out. They are awesome. Kind of a pain in the butt to put in, but yeah, they're totally worth it and should outlast the car, frankly. Anyway, so yeah, shifting feels amazing now. So texting back and forth with the owner today, I think we are going to stop here on it. There's just a handful of things left to do on the car, which I think the owner is going to go ahead and do himself. Running boards, fenders, inside and outside mirrors, visors, all that stuff just pretty much bolts on. And so, for budgetary purposes, and I think probably just because he wants to enjoy working on his car some, he's going to do some of those last things himself. So this car is most likely leaving in the morning. So say goodbye to this car. You will probably not be seeing it again unless it comes in for some, minor stuff or something at some point. But yeah, so we're pretty much wrapped up everything that we're going to do on it, discussed with the owner. And yeah, I think we're done. So congratulations to him on advance and getting his car. So, this one, I was having a bunch of starter troubles. I talked about those, I think, on the Saturday video. And I put a starter that we had in it. It starts fine now. I did actually check the ignition timing, and it was a bit over advanced, which was causing a little bit of the hard start issue. So back the timing off more to like stock settings, and it starts much easier now. So yeah, I just drove it around in the parking lot. I haven't had this one on the street yet. I'm just not quite there with it comfort-wise. The other thing was, I don't remember if I mentioned or not, when I was driving it for the first time on Saturday, the brake pedal was pretty low toward the floor on it, which I was pretty sure was just a matter of the brakes needing to be adjusted. And so sure enough, the brakes really needed to be adjusted. So this morning, jack the car up, you know, each end at a time. And the front brakes, yeah, they were pretty loose. They needed quite a few teeth, so to speak, of the adjuster stars. Same thing on the back. The back were only like maybe a tooth or two that I tightened them up, but the front ones, several teeth, like maybe half a turn or so on those adjusters, maybe more. But with drum brakes, if they're out of adjustment, then the pedal goes way down just to move the brake shoes enough to you know actually create some stopping action in there. So yeah, but so typically what happens is when you put brakes together and you just adjust them with the car sitting there statically, is that the brake shoes usually aren't like centered really that well and stuff like that with the car just sitting there. Even if you kind of spin the wheel by hand, things just don't really come into like an equilibrium until you drive it a little bit and you know use the brakes to actually like stop the car. Then the brake shoes will kind of like settle into their place. And then even though you probably had the brakes like, you know, having a little bit of drag on them when you were assembling it, once you drive it, then they can feel quite loose. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened here. Is I had adjusted the brakes previously, and after just driving it around the parking lot a few times, things kind of shifted around in there, which is normal. And so adjusted the brakes. The brake pedal feels amazing now, feels great. It's very nice and high and firm like it should be. So yeah, I took care of that little issue. And what else? Yeah, fiddled around with the idle speed a little bit more, stuff like that. But yeah, I think this one's probably going to go on its first official road test maybe tomorrow. I do still need to get another starter for him, probably go ahead and order one from Wolfsburg. They won't warranty this starter. He bought it literally 5 years ago, and typically their policy is not to take returns anyway on electrical items. I asked. I was pretty sure I knew the answer, but yeah, no return on that. So sad, but you know, it happens. Anyway, so yeah, this one is also getting very close to leaving. Maybe, I don't know, maybe by like the end of the month is probably very realistic for him to take this one. So this customer is actually in the Seattle area, so we'll have to arrange transport, much like he did to bring it down. So have to work out some logistics there, or he will. But so guys, I think that is it for today. So like I mentioned, Renee is continuing to work on the body work on the 68 Ghia, dialing that in, lots of blocking going on, and I'm pretty sure we're going to paint it within like the next week or so. So super exciting. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching, and as always, thank you for all your comments and likes and all that stuff. Really appreciate all the interaction we get with our little community that we have here. So I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye.